Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I love this lead line that our producer wrote for us right here in the prompter. Good morning. It's still February, smiley face. Happy Leap Day. It is Thursday, February 29th.
Yeah, very unusual. Well, happy birthday to all of you who don't get to celebrate every year. Yeah.
Leap babies, not a leap baby, Justin Horn.
I am not. Confirmed. But for the leap babies out there and folks celebrating a birthday today, I wish I could give you better weather. But it's not shaping up that way. It's a little chilly out there. Perhaps you like this cooler weather. It is still winter after all. We've got cloudy skies out there and 47 degrees. It's the wind chill, though. That wind, that'll get you. 47 in New Braunfels, feels like 42 there. Feels like 38 right now in Bernie and Kerrville. The winds have died down some. We're northeast at 10 miles per hour, so it's a lot better than yesterday. But there's still enough of a breeze there where it is going to feel quite a bit chillier this morning. Jackets today for sure. You know, I went to pick up the kids yesterday. There were still a lot of kids without jackets. Today, for sure, grab the jacket. The wind chill value's 42. Again, in New Braunfels, feels like it's 37 right now in Los Maples. And with the cloud cover today, we probably will only make the low 50s. So 50 at noontime, maybe up around 51 around 4 o'clock. There is an outside chance for a shower, too, by the way. The radar reveals we've got some really light stuff out there, but nothing that's going to be significant. You probably won't need your umbrella today. Things change tomorrow. Sun comes out. Temperatures warm up. Weekend's going to be downright warm. We'll look at that forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But let's talk to RJ now. Construction's wrapping up. I think, right?
Yeah, hopefully we can get some of this construction cleared out here on the northeast side as we take a quick look here at our TransGuide traffic cameras. 35 south at Topper Wine, obviously a lot of work being done there for the northeast expansion project, especially headed up and down 35, headed to Live Oak and the Forum area. So a couple of things to let you know about, things kind of popping up here in about the city of San Antonio. We're looking at a stalled vehicle being reported US 90 eastbound at Loop 410, not causing any major delays right now. And actually, they have a camera there. It showed that there was a Hero truck out there helping that driver kind of get cleared out of that area. We do have some also construction here far east side, I-10 eastbound at Greytown Road, and you do see it's causing a little bit of delays here going into 10 and 1604. So if you are in the far east side, just keep that in mind if you're about to head out right now. Speaking of construction, that's usually what we generally see throughout most of our overnight hours. And again, just a reminder, we've been mentioning this throughout the week. There is ongoing construction along the westbound and eastbound lanes of 1604. Right now, drivers are being asked to exit Blanco Road all the way to Northwest Military, past Northwest Military to UTSA Boulevard and I-10. And if you're going eastbound, you're going to be asked to exit Bitters Road all the way to Stone Oak Parkway. So that's not all. There's going to be another construction project starting later on tonight for our people that live and drive around the Blanco area. We'll talk about that throughout the rest of the hour. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Now to the wildfires in the Panhandle. They've turned deadly. One person, an 83-year-old grandmother from Hutchinson County, is dead just northwest of Amarillo. The flames keep spreading this morning. According to the Texas A&M Forest Service, the Smokehouse Creek fire is now the second largest wildfire in state history. It has burned more than 850,000 acres and is just 3% contained. Several other fires are burning nearby. And all the fires have burned more than 1,026,000 acres, which is larger than the state of Rhode Island. Authorities have not said what ignited the flames, but strong winds and dry conditions have made things even worse. Dueling appearances on the southern border. Later today, President Biden and former President Trump will be in Texas, only about 300 miles apart.
First, the president will be in Brownsville, and our Daniela Ibarra spoke to people there ahead of Biden's visit, and he is expected to use a recent drop in migrant crossings to his advantage.
This is one of the international bridges here in Brownsville. People use it every day to get to school, to go to work, or to go shop. And later today, President Biden, he's going to focus on a different entry point, the Rio Grande. Data shows this sector of the border has seen a significant drop in migrant crossings. The president is expected to use this trip to push for a bipartisan border security agreement. Cameron County Sheriff Eric Garza says he wants immigration reform and hopes he gets to tell the president that.
We do have problems like everybody else, but we're at the front line. You know, every other city and state in the U.S. is going to feel the problems if we don't fix it here in Texas at the border.
While migrant crossings in the valley are low right now, non-governmental organizations are still helping. Astrid Dominguez with Good Neighbor Settlement House says there's a perception the border is chaotic. She wants President Biden to hear directly from those working with migrants.
We are a border city. This is not new for us. You know, for the past 100 years, we've been serving and servicing the migrants that are coming through our region, whether establishing here or not. You know, we're a welcoming city along many other border towns in the country.
During his visit, President Biden will be joined by Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. They're going to meet with Border Patrol agents, law enforcement, and local leaders. That includes San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. For GMSA, I'm Daniela Ibarra.
Moving over to Eagle Pass, former President Donald Trump will be offering a very different viewpoint on what's happening along the border.
John Paul Barajas is there and shows us what he's seeing and hearing around town ahead of Trump's visit.
We're just outside Shelby Park, where former President Donald Trump is expected to speak later this morning. And right now, there's not too much set up, but the added fencing and the Humvee at the entrance of the park is a reminder of its role in the immigration debate. Now, we were here shortly after the state took control of Shelby Park in January. Since then, federal agents say they have been denied access by Texas National Guard soldiers. Earlier this month, Governor Greg Abbott announced plans for a Texas National Guard base camp. That came after record-breaking numbers of crossings in the Border Patrol's southwest sector in December, but crossings dropped by about 50% in January. All that being said, we asked those who live here what they think about the former president's visit.
He lives in this country, so he's concerned, and I'm interested. I'm interested to see what he's going to say.
I really don't care for him. You know, as a person, I don't care for him. As a voter, I wouldn't vote for him for anything.
You don't think there's any benefit from him visiting?
No, not at all.
Now, both those residents you heard from asked to remain anonymous, but we will have live coverage tomorrow from Eagle Pass on the former president's visit. In Eagle Pass, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
And back here at home, 5 Democrats are challenging the incumbent for Bexar County Precinct 1. The overall feeling from those running against Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores is that she's inaccessible and is out of touch with community problems, according to them. Well, Lawson, Alanis, Picasso, Ernesto Ariano Jr., Ana Riegas Bustamante, Ismael Garcia, and Amanda Gonzalez are all vying for the incumbent's job. Lawson, a communications specialist, says she knows that the precinct is very diverse and her goal is to ensure she is focused on what each area needs. Ariano says his priorities are focused on infrastructure and a larger long-term economic goals for that part of the county. Amanda Gonzalez says public safety and health are trending themes for the entire Precinct 1 community, and she intends to address that.
I want to make sure there's more transparency in how we spend taxpayer dollars.
I bring a community-focused approach to how I do everything.
Precinct 1 has a lot of land that can be used for business growth and job opportunities.
And you can read more about these candidates on our website, KSAT.com, including the response by Commissioner Clay Flores.
508, 47 degrees.
And just ahead, how a new executive order issued by President Biden could better protect Americans' personal data.
Do you constantly buy items and then wind up returning them? That may be coming to an end. Up next, which retailers are banning shoppers who make too many returns?
Eek.
Steph, is something you want to tell us?
Well, that might prevent me from buying from that certain store.
I understand.
So I have to be careful of that because you never know what you're going to get in the mail. Anyway, time 5:09, 47. A cold start to your day, but you're going to keep that jacket. We're going to be checking in with Justin very soon. Welcome back. It's 5:12. Well, many retailers are banning shoppers who make too many returns. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, can a store ban you for making too many returns?
I did not know there was like a limit to how many returns somebody could make.
New York resident Nadine Hansen says Sephora warned her they would no longer accept returns or exchanges from her based on her prior activity.
I examined my shopping habits after that and then sort of adjusted them and changed them.
And she's not alone. Shoppers taking to TikTok about some return frustration by retailers.
Oftentimes, the cost to process the return and get it in a retail ready position is a really expensive one for retailers and can often outweigh the resale value of that item.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how to navigate this retail crackdown on returns. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
The San Antonio Spurs will look to end a 5-game losing streak when they host the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight in the first contest back from the 9-game rodeo road trip. The game is at 7:30. And hey, just for fun, last time the Spurs played on a leap day was back in 2020 against the Magic. Spurs won 114-113. Back then, the roster included guys like Patty Mills, Derek White, Rudy Gay, and even DeMar DeRozan.
Wow.
Those were the days.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's repeat that win.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Go Spurs, go. Time now 5:13 and 47 degrees right now.
Quite a few cars on 35 at Topper Wine. RJ Marquez is hunched over his monitor, actively gathering information for all of us, and he'll have an update straight ahead.
Blue Buffalo, huh?
Yeah, Purina One.
Yeah.
I used to feed Purina One, but then I read the ingredients.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's right there.
Chicken, rice flour, corn gluten meal, whole grain corn, chicken byproduct meal. What's in blue?
Deboned chicken, chicken meal, brown rice, barley, oatmeal.
Yeah, but those ingredients cost a lot more.
Blue is only about 50 cents more a day. That's not too much for my Chester.
Bye-bye cough.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Mucinex DM gives you 12 hours of relief from chest congestion in any cough, day or night. Mucinex DM. It's comeback season. Now try Mucinex Insta-Soothe sore throat medicated drops. Bye-bye cough.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Mucinex DM gives you 12 hours of relief from chest congestion in any cough, day or night. Mucinex DM. It's comeback season. Now try Mucinex Insta-Soothe sore throat medicated drops.
Welcome back, everybody. Good morning to you. It is Leap Day. We'll get to traffic, but first, it's a day that comes around basically every 4 years. And of course, various stores and restaurants are in the mood to celebrate Leap Day today. Here are some places where you can get discounts for Leap Day. 7-Eleven offering any combo of 5 wings for $2.29. Get it? February 29th.
Yes, yes.
Marco's Pizza. Yeah, Marco's Pizza. I did this one last night, offering 29% off all menu price pizzas using the promo code LEAP29, but I used the app and it automatically did the coupon for me.
Oh, well, that's good. They are prepared. Taco Bell is offering reward members a Crunch Wrap for $2.29 in the app on Thursday. That's today. And at Krispy Kreme, all guests who order a regularly priced dozen donuts will receive a dozen original glazed donuts for just $2.29.
Hey,
so
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, this is a few of the deals. I know. Well,
So many choices.
I wonder if there will be more. So, okay, of course, you can find a lot more deals on KSAT.com. I need to look at that article, and I'm sure there's like a ton around town.
I mean, you're already a hero if you show up with a dozen donuts. Show up with 2 dozen?
There we go. That's what
Wow.
Everybody's best friend on a Thursday.
Some hints here.
Yeah.
Maybe the boss brings them in.
Yeah, wink, wink if you're watching. RJ, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, you mentioned Jason's Deli, right? They're doing
there's several more. I just
sold
got
on
a
that
text
one.
about that one, yeah.
Look at that. All right, we're going to start out here, guys. UTSA at I-10 and showing a little bit of the shaky camera that we're seeing out there because of those outdoor conditions. Our camera high above 10 at UTSA Boulevard out there on the northwest side. Obviously, a lot of activity taking place there in terms of traffic and also construction there as well. But traffic seems to be moving pretty good in that area. As we take a look at the rest of the city, again, a lot of green on our screen here, so that's good news if you're about to head out right now. It looks like we have cleared out that construction that was taking place at I-35 at Topper Wayne. Just based on the cameras there, it looks like we're good to go in that area. We still have one main lane blocked here, eastbound traffic there at I-10 at Greytown Road. So far east side, not causing too many delays right now, but again, being reported as one main lane blocked in that area. And we have our first crash of the morning here. Now, this is off of 35, but still a very busy area. McCullough at 35. This is being reported by the San Antonio Fire Department. and we'll continue to get more details as we make our way through the rest of the morning there. Again, 35 at McCullough, crash off of 35 there. And we have this stalled vehicle being reported US 90 eastbound at Loop 410. So again, things for the most part moving pretty well, but we are seeing more people on the roads right now as we take one more shot here at our TransGuide cameras. Take a look here, 10 at Callahan. Traffic moving pretty good there as well. Justin, how are things looking outside this morning?
Cold. I mean, yesterday it just felt like it got progressively colder. We had those gusty winds kick in, gusts over 40 miles per hour here in San Antonio. Those winds have let up now, but there's still enough of a breeze where we're recording wind chills this morning in the low 40s. So it feels like 42 here in San Antonio at this hour. New Braunfels is at 47, feels like 42 there. Feels like it's in the upper 30s in Kerrville. So just one of those mornings where you probably do want to bundle up. I know folks not from Texas make fun of us when we're talking about this being cold, but it's a shock to the system considering we were in the 80s just a few days ago. 40 the wind chill in Boulevardy, 44 Canyon Lake, 42 Comfort. These are all the feels like numbers at this hour. And today, with the cloud cover hanging around, it's just not going to warm up all that much. You can keep the coat with you all day long. The Authority radar does show some very light returns working through the hill country. There could be a few sprinkles mixed in here. And I think throughout the day, there's potential for a light shower or two, but it's just not going to be anything significant. Now, as you go out west, we're starting to see some lightning strikes out near Fort Stockton and parts of West Texas. That's where there's going to be a little more active weather with some showers and obviously a few thunderstorms there. Our forecast calls for cloudy skies noontime. You're up around 50 degrees. And by the afternoon, 51. That's it. So temperatures holding pretty steady most of the day. And there's that 10% chance of a shower. Big picture here, and yeah, it is far more active as you get up to the north and west. Even a little bit of snow is trying to show up there on the radar around San Angelo, the Midland area. It's cold enough for that. And you go further north, it is all snow from Lubbock to Amarillo. I mean, this is a wild scenario if you think about it. They were in the 80s to near 90 just a few days ago. Still massive wildfires going on up there, and now we're starting to see snowfall. There you go. That is Texas in a nutshell in February and March. Just a little bit of everything. And as we look at the big picture here, this is all part of an upper level low, which is spinning right here over parts of New Mexico. That will continue to move east. As it does, it will start to take some of the cloud cover with it. So this is 5 o'clock today. Notice we've got a clearing line starting to set up. So if you're watching us from Del Rio, the sky is probably clear this afternoon, but it will take until tomorrow morning for that to happen here in San Antonio. And then tomorrow the sun pops out, we warm up, and then we work our way into a warm weekend with temperatures near 80 both Saturday and Sunday. Here's the extended forecast. We're going to go 72 tomorrow, mostly sunny. 79 on Saturday, 78 Sunday. We start to add in some rain chances, but the way it's shaping up next week, it's more of an afternoon isolated storm setup where one or two storms pop up, but not everyone's going to see rain. And it's going to feel a lot more like spring. Today, though, wintry type days. So it's, I guess an apt way to finish out February.
Yeah, it's appropriate. One more day of winter.
Exactly.
Thank you, Justin.
523, 47 degrees.
And coming up next, how Google is making it easier to navigate your trips without constantly unlocking your phone.
President Biden has issued an executive order aimed at protecting Americans' personal data. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, an executive order to protect your personal information. President Biden has issued an order to restrict sales of Americans' personal data to China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia. The White House says the order targets businesses or individuals who collect health, financial, and other information. Google Maps is rolling out a new time-saving feature. It's called Glanceable Directions. It displays turn-by-turn directions and real-time ETAs on the lock screen. It also automatically updates the route if the user deviates from the planned path when walking, driving, or even biking. The newsletter platform Substack has a new social networking tool. Writers and readers can now exchange direct messages. People you're connected to can send DMs straight to your inbox. Other messages will land in a request folder where they can either be accepted or rejected. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
527 on your Thursday morning.
So it's a big day at the border. Both Trump and Biden will be in Texas offering very different viewpoints of immigration issues ahead of the election. We're going to break down what you can expect to see from them both just ahead.
And ahead on GMSA at 6 this morning, San Antonio Museum of Art and the Tobin Center are offering new discounts ahead of spring break this year. We'll tell you can cash in on these deals. And good morning to you. Not quite March yet. It is Thursday, February 29th, Leap Day.
That's right. We're holding on to February and apparently holding on to the cold weather as well.
Yeah, we are. Leap years, so they have to be divisible by 4.
Yes.
But also divisible by 100.
Yes.
Right.
And then there's some other rule to that.
And then E equals MC squared.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
It's too early. It's too early.
A lot of math.
Yeah. 42 is what it feels like out there. We've got 40 in Bulverde, 42 New Braunfels. These are wind chills that we're looking at here. Yes, the winds have come down quite a bit, but there's still enough of a breeze where it feels rather chilly out there. Temperatures did not warm up much at all yesterday, and then the clouds rolled in. We're going to see more clouds today, which will keep those temperatures in check. Do want to show you the authority radar real quick. We do have some very light activity working through the hill country. This does not amount to much other than maybe a few sprinkles. As you get up to the north and west, up towards, say, San Angelo, Midland, Odessa, there are some actual showers and even storms up there. We're just kind of missing out on that, a little too far to the south to get any sort of good rain today. Let's not say you couldn't see a light shower. It's just not going to amount to much. And our forecast calls for generally cloudy skies. 45 degrees at 8 o'clock. We'll be up around 50 by noontime. So temperatures don't move that much. 51 this afternoon. If you're hoping for a warm up, you'll get it tomorrow. The sun comes back out. 70s back in the forecast and near 80 this weekend. It's going to be a good weekend, but a lot of ups and downs here. Roller coaster ride this weekend. Today is one of the cool days. RJ, how are things looking on the roads this morning as people head out the door?
Yeah, things looking pretty good this morning, Justin. So we're trying to find this crash that's being reported in the downtown area. So again, this is off of McCullough and Elmira, so a little bit north of downtown. And taking a look here at I-35 Lexington. So if you, in the far distance, I know our banner is blocking it at the moment, but there is some emergency activity out there with fire department and police officials. So just trying to find a little bit of a better idea of where this crash is. Again, it's being reported right there, McCullough and Elmira off of I-35. Of course, a lot of people traveling through this area at many parts of the day, especially if you are about to head into the downtown area again right now. So McCullough, I-35, keep that one in mind if you have to take one of those exits, where that exit is still blocked there at Brooklyn McCullough as well. So that's the biggest thing we're seeing at the moment. We've cleared out some construction issues that we were seeing in the Live Oak area, I-35 at Topperwine, and it looks like our construction over at I-10 East on the far east side there at Greytown Road, that has been cleared out as well. And that's basically what our maps are showing right now in terms of our traffic, inbound traffic times. Traffic looking pretty good. If you're coming in from the south side of San Antonio, it's going to take you 26 minutes in from Pleasanton, 20 minutes from Lytle for our drivers out there in the southwest side, and Floresville, 25 minutes if you are headed into San Antonio. Outbound traffic times, sticking on the south side, Lytle 20 minutes, 24 minutes Pleasanton. So things not looking too bad in terms of hitting the roads right now. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Now to the migrant crisis on the southern border.
The president and the former president are visiting Texas later today. And as ABC's Andrew Dembert reports, both have very different ideas on how to address this growing problem.
This morning, with the migrant crisis at the top of voters' concerns in this election year, President Biden and former President Trump are making dueling visits to the southern border. Biden is expected to meet with Border Patrol agents and local leaders in Texas, where he'll defend a bipartisan border security deal killed by House Republicans this month. The bill called for hiring more officers and immigration judges and would have expedited work permits for migrants.
It took 4 months of us, the White House, working with Republicans and Democrats in the Senate to get that done. And obviously, Republicans have rejected that because of politics.
Trump says the bipartisan deal wasn't strong enough to secure the border. He's promising, if elected, to begin mass deportations of migrants. It comes as communities across the country struggle to house the historic influx of migrants. Denver's mayor just yesterday said he needs to close 4 shelters and scale back services due to budget concerns.
This allows us to deliver people high quality, dignified services and also reduce the amount of costs we spend, make sure they're successful and the city's successful.
New York's mayor now calling for changes to the city's sanctuary city policy. And in Georgia, outrage after a college student was brutally murdered during her morning jog, allegedly by an undocumented immigrant previously arrested but released.
Lakin's death is a direct result of failed policies on the federal level.
The president is considering executive action to address the migrant crisis, including tougher asylum laws, but the White House says no such announcement will come today. That announcement could come at next week's State of the Union, but the White House insists any real solution for the border crisis needs to come from Congress. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, great news for Southside ISD. A conservator no longer controls that school district. The Texas Education Agency assigned a conservator for the district back in 2022. At the time, Southside superintendent said 4 campuses held F ratings. Fast forward to now, the superintendent says the district's board of trustees are working better as a team, and the schools are also doing much better.
The sky's the limit here at Southside. Everybody has been very supportive and working with one another, and we're excited about today's news and what's to come.
The superintendent says all campuses at Southside ISD have at least a B rating.
In your morning headlines, the Supreme Court has agreed to decide whether former President Donald Trump can be prosecuted on charges he interfered with the 2020 election. That announcement is a victory for Trump's efforts to delay the criminal case against him. The court will hear arguments in April, with a decision likely no later than the end of June. Assuming the justices deny Trump's immunity bid, it's not clear whether a trial can be scheduled and concluded prior to the November election. Early voting in some states will begin in September.
Listen to this. The Food and Drug Administration says certain types of forever chemicals will no longer be used in U.S. food packaging. The FDA has announced materials like fast food wrappers, microwave popcorn bags, and pizza boxes were a major source of exposure to a certain type of PFAS. The hormone-disturbing chemical has been linked to a variety of health effects, including certain cancers. In 2011, the chemical stopped being used, or rather sold in the U.S. due to safety concerns. The FDA estimates it could take another 18 months after the products containing the substances are finally phased out. So far, 12 states have moved to ban or phase out PFAS in food packaging.
Well, there has been a social media backlash this week to reports that claimed fast food chain Wendy's had plans to increase menu prices during its busiest hours. Now Wendy's is responding. The fast food chain is now clarifying its intentions, drawing a distinction between the company's dynamic pricing strategy and surge pricing practices that charge more during times of peak demand. So the company said any fluctuations it decides to test in the future, quote, would be designed to benefit our customers and restaurant crew members.
Well, how so? I mean, I'm glad they have some sort of response to a backlash. And I promise I didn't write a letter this time.
No, you didn't. Well, it was funny. Actually, RJ showed me something. It was that a person on social media, I don't know if they actually went out and bought all that Wendy's, but there was a refrigerator, the picture of the inside of the refrigerator, like nothing but Wendy's bags, and then that person said they were basically like, getting stocked up.
Stocking up.
Yeah, before the surge. It's just.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
5:38, 47 degrees.
It is truly a holiday for so many people celebrating their birthdays today. Leap Day birthdays come with some quirks, and up next we're going to hear from a few people who tell us what it's like to have a birthday that only comes every 4 years.
Definitely cool outside this morning. Try mid-40s here in town as we take a look at the well-lit interchange out there in San Antonio on an early Thursday morning. Glad you're with us. 5:41. It's a big deal for so many people celebrating their birthdays today.
And as ABC's Danny New tells us, more people than you might realize were born on February 29th.
I'm 40! I was born February 29th.
Naturally, Leap Day birthdays can get a little complicated. So let's ask 2 people born on Leap Day, or as they sometimes call themselves,
a leapling?
A leapling. I spoke with Adam and Mahmood, 2 real-life leaplings who finally get to celebrate their authentic birth dates today. Although for Adam, he says his mom was a little worried at first.
She really didn't want to give birth to a leap year child. She was like trying to hold out to March 1st, but she couldn't do it.
Remember when you were with the Beatles? Sure.
Of course, I had to ask them the obvious question.
They're like, no. You're kidding. What do you do? And it's always like, which day do you celebrate? It's always the first question.
I'm sorry I asked you that question 5 times.
No, it's okay.
So I actually usually claim the 1st because I feel it's more accurate. I feel like a fraud if I'm claiming the 28th. It's a day sooner.
For the record, they both claim March 1st on the off years and have fun with the whole 2 different ages thing. In fact, Adam and his daughter even celebrated when they both turned 13 in the same year.
What's the plate?
However, one complication is the DMV. In California, Adam's license is supposed to expire every 5 years after February 29th. But that doesn't exist.
They actually make it the year that is a leap year for my license to be expired.
Krispy Kreme donuts, so deliciously fresh.
But hey, at least there are plenty of deals on Leap Day, especially if you were born today.
Krispy Kreme donuts will give you a free donut because you're born on leap year. They'll toss you a bone out there if you're born on leap year.
Love that.
My favorite part, Mahmoud actually just texted me and said that Adam's story made him realize that his driver's license actually expired this week on Leap Day. So he's really glad we chatted. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Man, and DMV is tricky enough in almost any state. Can you imagine trying to get around that one?
That would be so difficult.
They'd be like, what date, sir?
Like if it doesn't come up.
No kidding.
I would just say, the 28th.
Our producer sent us a list of some celebrities that have birthdays today, and they're listed as like being 10 or 11
10 years
or
old.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, with their leap age.
Oh, where is it?
One of them is Antonio Sabato Jr.
Yes.
And rapper Ja Rule.
And then also from Foster the People, Mark Foster. He's 10 years old. He's 40.
Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
10th or 11th. 544, 47 degrees.
Well, coming up next, the Animal Defense League is here with a pet that needs a new home.
And TransGuide right now. We'll go to break. Check in with RJ coming up a little bit later on.
Oh my gosh, we have got the sweetest little baby. She is just hanging on for dear life right here. Felicia's here from the Animal Defense League. Who is this baby? Hi, sweetie.
This is Jackie, and she is a 4-month-old little terrier, but we were saying, you think she's got some collie, and I agree.
Looks like a little maybe border collie-ish or something like that. And she is just gripping. Oh my goodness, great. And that's that little shy period right here. But yes. She's probably going to be a decent sized dog, and if she's got some terrier and some sort of collie, boy, this will be your best friend when it comes to running.
For sure. Yes, she is super sweet. She is in a foster home right now. She is a little on the shy side, as we can see here, but she's absolutely wonderful. And one of the things that we did notice, actually, so she was recently spayed along with her siblings, who all have already been adopted, but our medical team realized that she has congenital heart disease. So she is requiring a very special surgery, which she will be getting very, very soon. Okay. But if anyone is interested in helping others like Jackie here, we do have our Pause for a Cause emergency medical fund that they can go straight to our website, adltexas.org, and give directly to that fund to help out other pets like Jackie.
Okay, because even though a lot of folks volunteer their time there, and but still they have to pay for equipment and supplies and things like that. So, are you warming up a little bit here? So so she will be up for adoption. If you'd like more information on this little girl, and these eyes are just the most gorgeous kind of olive colored. Oh my goodness, soft as can be too. 11300 Nacogdoches, Paul Jolly Center across from the zoo, or you can get online at adltexas.org. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Hard.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely love to see those pets find some new good homes out there. As we take one quick look here at TransGuide traffic cameras, taking a look at I-10 and Pro-Band traffic moving pretty good throughout most of the city right now. So if you are about to head out here, or maybe getting ready to head out for the 6 o'clock hour, keep in mind that there is expected to be a little bit more traffic as we make our way through the 6 o'clock hour. But for the most part, everything looking good right now. We still have this crash being reported off the highway there at 35 northbound at McCullough. So keep this one in mind if you are headed north of the downtown area. So that's really the biggest thing that we're seeing at the moment as we take a look here at our citywide map. Everything else looks pretty good as we've cleared out a lot of overnight construction. And speaking of construction, that'll definitely be the case on the north side as we continue that 1604 expansion project. And the latest thing that we're now seeing is a closure here from Blanco, South Blanco to Talavera Parkway. So it's a small stretch here, Blanco Road, but it is going to cause a pretty good amount of detours in the area. So if you're used to getting up and down Blanco Road or getting on 1604, this little stretch here from Blanco to Talavera Parkway will be closed starting tonight in the overnight hours through 5 a.m. and that's going to be extended through the rest of this weekend. So some options here as far as detours. You're going to have to detour Huebner all the way down to Bitters and then come back up to Blanco. That's one way to get around that, or just kind of go around it if you're going to be on 1604. So we know that a lot of people on the north side dealing with a lot of different changes when it comes to construction. Don't kill the messenger here. I'm just trying to get the information out there. But yeah, just continuing work out there, the 1604 expansion, guys.
Anybody gives you grief about this, RJ, via email or call, just forward them straight to Steph.
Okay. She will do that, yes.
She will kill them with kindness.
I'll take care of
your
it.
extension, yes.
Yeah, I'll take care of it for you.
I'm sending you a strongly worded
I was going to say, one's right here.
HEB right there. That's a big HEB for a lot of people in that area.
Busy intersection, but they're making one of those, I can't remember what the intersection's called.
Oh, yeah, like at Bandera in 1604.
Correct.
Yes.
Maybe that'll be helpful.
We'll see. It just takes some time. It's progress, right? Progress. Okay. We look at this picture on KSAT Connect. The mountain laurels have been going crazy. They're so beautiful. It does kind of signal that spring is very near. And we've been seeing a lot of the mountain laurel pictures coming in. We appreciate it as always. This, again, on KSAT Connect. You can access that, by the way, on our KSAT weather app or the KSAT app and submit your pictures. We love sharing them with everyone. So thanks again. We got to talk about the wildfires up in the Texas Panhandle. Man, they are still going. And these are, well, one in particular, the Smokehouse Creek fire is just massive. Estimated 850,000 acres and only 3% contained. This is as large as some small northeastern states. Okay, this is covering a lot of territory. And you've got two more fires here that are 142,000 acres, 30,000 acres. So there's still a lot to get under control here. I think the weather conditions will really help today, though. They've got some precipitation moving in. The winds have lightened up. Obviously, it's cooler. So I think that'll go a long way today in helping those firefighters take down some of these fires. Now, if you're curious, the East Amarillo Complex fire is the largest fire that Texas has ever seen. When you're talking about acres, that was 907,000 acres. So we're getting awful close. This is going to be either the largest fire in Texas history or the second largest, one of the two. So pretty incredible that it's still going. 47 right now, northeasterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. You see the wind gusts. They've gotten a lot better. These numbers are much better than yesterday. We had gusts of 40, even over 40 in some cases yesterday morning. So the winds have lightened up, but there's still enough there to create wind chills. It feels like 41 here in town. You've got wind chills in the 30s in the hill country. And the bottom line today, it's going to be a cool day. We're only thinking 51 for a high here in San Antonio. It will be a little bit warmer out west where there is some sun, but I think clouds hold most of the day here, and that'll keep temperatures in check. We could also see a couple of light showers working through. Nothing significant for us. Maybe just a sprinkle or two. And then as you get up to the north and west, that's where the heavier precipitation is. And I mentioned around Amarillo, they've got snow in the forecast today, so that's their precipitation, but that will help, I think, with fighting those fires. Pretty wild to think about. They're going to have snow on top of that. Futurecast shows the low moves east. It takes the cloud cover with it, so by tomorrow, we lose the cloud. Sun comes out, temperatures warm up, and we'll head into a pretty warm weekend before we add some rain chances into the forecast next week. So 72 tomorrow, 79 Saturday. We'll be around 78 on Sunday, and then near 80 next week with just some small rain chances each and every day to start next week. We'll be right back.
Ahead in our next hour at GMSA, Antico's Theater here in San Antonio will have a new look this weekend. We'll check out all the new features, plus why this remodel was 4 years in the making out there at Silverado. And a rocket site in Texas has grown from a small engine test stand to a sprawling space-age complex. That's coming up in your Texas headlines. And the University of Iowa's Caitlin Clark has broken another record. We'll talk about her achievement, plus a preview of tonight's Spurs game. And checking TransGuide right now, various cameras around town. I-35 at Lexington here in the downtown area looking good. So is I-37 at Houston Street. We'll be right back.